Good morning. Good Saturday morning, everyone. This is Joe Gilloway with Linglestown Gazette Sports. It's the Gazette Sports Weekend Podcast. Had a little trouble getting my button gear this morning. I had all kinds of technical difficulties, wires all over me, and I'm just not good at this stuff, the technical part. But I think I have a show for you. There's some stuff to talk about here. First, let me mention our sponsor. They've been our sponsor for the last 3 weeks here, and I guess we'll ride this out until this event takes place. It's the Four Diamonds Food Truck Festival for the kids. It'll be held Saturday, April 21st at 11 o'clock at Central Dauphin High School. Last count, there were 13 food trucks that will all get together in the parking lot at Central Dauphin High School. And the proceeds benefit Four Diamond Fund at the Hershey Medical Center Children's Hospital. So, again, who doesn't like food? Go out and get yourself a Farm Show milkshake or some Bricker's Famous French fries. All kinds of different categories of food there. There's desserts. So anyway, let's get to it here. Get the music off. We're going to start with the 42nd Annual Round Ball Showcase Weekend Classic. There were 3 games last night, and they were very entertaining. There were 2 boys' games at 6 and 8:30, and then in between a girls' game at 7:15. A lot of the local players, boys and girls, took part in the All-Star games. And there's 6 more games today. So for $9, you can go watch 6 games, and you're not going to find a better deal than that. And if you follow high school basketball at all, there's going to be players there that you'll recognize that you've watched play over the last 3 or 4 years at least. And these are all seniors. The local players' teams swept last night. They won all 3 games, and that was pretty cool to see. I mean, I know it's just an all-star game, but if you like the sport, you like high school basketball, check it out. It's worth it. The Central Dauphin Lady Rams players showed up big. The Capital Area team, girls team, won 65-55. Jamie Brand from Central Dauphin had a game-high 17. Umbriel Green from CD East, 11 points. Carol Weber, Lady Ram Carol Weber, added 3 blocks. And, what's a block in an all-star game? Why is that a big deal? She set the tone early. She had 2 blocks in the first, minute and couple seconds. And they were nice blocks, too. And then she added a 3rd one later in the game. And I guess the Mid-Atlantic or the Capital Area team was just sort of sending a message that, this is an all-star game, but we're going to play hard on both ends of the court. The Cedar Cliff girls played hard, too. And there was a lot of Cedar Cliff girls in the game and a lot of Central Dauphin girls in the game. And they seemed to gel. They seemed to play well together. And I think they're familiar with one another from AAU. They don't play against each other too much. They did over the summer. They played some scrimmages, but on the boys' side, Capital Area won the last game, 109-99. Jarve Flowers from Steel High got off. He had 4 dunks, 2 long threes, and he treated it like an all-star game. And if you're going to play in an all-star game, play like an all-star, and he did. He really did. He had a reverse dunk, and he cupped one and threw it down from there. And there was a kid named Jason Folks from Cannon McMillan that put up 47 for the PA team, Team Pennsylvania, I guess they call it. So just a lot of action there last night. Linglestown Gazette Sports covered the festivities, and it was festive. I was the announcer, and I I sort of let loose a little bit and wasn't so rigid like I typically am, like I typically have to be, and interacted with the crowd a little bit and had a little bit of fun. So the games today start at 2:15. Last game's at 8:30. Plenty of local talent left to play. Amongst them is Brianna McCullough, Birdie McCullough from Harrisburg, Kiana Chisholm from Steel High, Michaela Nestor from Middletown, Rachel Riley from Cedar Cliff. All 5 Central Dauphin girls are playing again today. 4 girls from East. You got Tierra Little, Umbriel Green again. Jarrah Stokes is slated to play. She was supposed to play last night, and I didn't. She wasn't there. And then Olivia Miss, other State College player, and Ryan Smith from Lampeter Strasburg. Third team boys: Gavin Barnes from Carlisle, Maurice Glenn from Harrisburg, Dylan Lanou from Boiling Springs, Trey Leach from Middletown, Caleb Light from Northern Lebanon, and Joel Torres from Chambersburg. I'm surprised Torres only made third team. He helped take his team into the district final and just played real well in the postseason. But that's their picks. And on the girls' side, Player of the Year Kiki Jefferson. Hard to argue with that. I mean, her team, Lancaster Catholic, won a district championship and then a state championship, and she was the leader of that team. She had another real good player beside her, Lauren Mills, and I'll get to Lauren in a second here. But to round out the first team was Diamond Bragg from Camp Hill, Dejanay Brannon, and Amaya Woodyard from Harrisburg, Amber Schweiger from Lower Dauphin, and Olivia Fasik from McDevitt. Second team girls, Sam Gress from Central Dauphin, Elena Eckley from Mifflin County, Cassidy Ingram and Sunshine McCrae, both from Trinity, Umbriel Green from Central Dauphin East, who we watched play last night, playing again today, and then Lauren Mills from Lancaster Catholic. And again, she played beside Kiki Jefferson this year, and what a 1-2 punch or combo, two-player combo they were. Third team girls, Kate Fitzpatrick from Middletown, only a sophomore, Lauren Pettis from Susquehanna Township, Rachel Riley from Cedar Cliff, Alexis Hill, Lebanon Catholic, Olivia Mato, Manheim Township, and Josie Swartz from Juniata. So that's a good segue into what I want to discuss next. And that's that Linglestown Gazette Sports will introduce their Fab 15. And it's going to be our own all-star team. We're going to have 15 players not ranked from 1 to 15, just all together, because we've determined that it's just too difficult in a lot of cases to say who's the 5th best player and the 6th best player or the 10th and the 11th. And rather than put one on first team and the other one on second team or second and third team, we're just going to put them all together, the 15 top players, and then do an honorable mention and some sort of futures, which will be freshmen and sophomore players that'll be sophomores and juniors next year. I've assembled a panel of 6, I would call them experts, and these are people that get out and watch these players play. We're going to do boys and girls. I have 3 people that are very adept with the girls' games. They're ex-players, coaches, or just people that go out and watch high school basketball, quite a bit. They might have 50 or 75 games under their belt by the end of the season. And these are guys that, we all talk amongst one another. We'll call each other up on a Tuesday night or a Friday night at 9:45. Man, I was just at the, Trinity Camp Hill game or the Steel High Middletown game, and you should have seen such and such or so-and-so. So I'd like to refer to this panel as experts because they get out and watch these players play. I think we can do it without any tendencies to choose players for the wrong reasons because somebody knows somebody's parent or something like that. So hopefully we'll have this rolled out by the middle of next week. We're going to meet on Tuesday. All 6 of us have a pretty good idea of who we want to select for these teams, but we we have some ironing out to do, sort of some discussing some players that might be on the fence between top 15 or honorable mention, or whether or not they'll be on honorable mention at all. And we're not going to cap the honorable mention, I don't think. We don't want to leave a player off just because he was the 11th honorable mention. We'll have 11 in that case. So anyway, look for that. No news on hirings for the Central Dauphin boys coaching job, McDevitt girls coaching job, and Middletown girls head coaching job. Remember, you heard the resignations first on the Central Dauphin job about Jay Crozier, and then the McDevitt girls job, which Joe Bresci vacated. We reported both of those first before anybody else knew, or just about anybody else knew. So maybe we can get the information when these spots are filled and get it to you first. I have my ear to the rail, believe me. I'm talking to people constantly about what's going on with these applications and interviews. Tonight is the Panther Ram Celebration of Excellence, and Panther Ram means Central Dauphin East, Central Dauphin. They combine. It's a foundation. Their two big functions each year are the Celebration of Excellence, which is tonight, and then they have a golf tournament as well. And the reason for the visor is Central Dauphin head football coach Glenn McNamee is being awarded the Volunteer of the Year. Coach McNamee wears a visor, and I typically don't. I was going to sort of put it on my backdrop, but I thought, you know what, it's a hat. Why don't you put it on? So congratulations to Coach Glenn McNamee. I've never been to one of these functions. Linglestown Gazette is sharing a table with Underdog Sports Bar and Grill, and Underdog does a whole lot for the community, especially the kids in the community. So we're going to share a table. We have a lot of friends that are going to sit together, eat together. There's an auction there, I guess a silent auction probably. So I'm hoping to show up early for that. And I wanted to just say one more time, get out to Harrisburg Christian tonight. That's where this 42nd annual Round Ball Showcase is being held. It's right off of Linglestown Road. If you're watching this, you're probably within 15, 20 minutes of Harrisburg Christian School. So please try to get out and support these kids. I'm running a little late today, so I'm sort of gonna wrap things up here. I don't want to. I don't even have a. Well, let's go with this. All right. So, once again, our sponsor for today's show, Four Diamonds Food Truck Festival for the kids, being held Saturday, April 21st at 11 a.m., Central Dauphin High School. All proceeds benefit Four Diamonds Fund at Hershey Medical Center Children's Hospital. So for Joe Gilloway for Linglestown Gazette Sports, I'm Joe Gilloway. Appreciate you tuning in, and hopefully we'll have another show for you next Saturday morning. Thank you.